knock off your glasses and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the most, is Marky saying. This is Monday. This is the start of the week. Today is the start of the show. And if anything, it's the start of your life. We are conditioned to question authority. And I'm grateful that we do. This morning, we're going to talk about what you're entitled to and the attitude of entitlement. I should have charged my phone. It's fucking brisky out here, man. I thought it'd be hot as shit, and it's not. So we are on a rap run because tobacco is addictive. The nicotine, I guess I could be in the car, but I want to walk. We're going to get a lot of traffic if you can't hear anything. But that's all right. You're going to go right down the street with me and enjoy this breeze and this sunshine. I guess I could take this trail right here so I don't get too much shit, But here we are. Loud. I hope this works. New ideas, new habits. Figured you can walk for your nicotine thing. I say, you right. Fuck. Let's get it, shall we? To get in our own light, to get out of the darkness, will require some sort of enlightenment, not entitlement. But enlightenment means seeing your forest through your trees. It means seeing yourself pull stupid shit, even though you know you're supposed to be focused. There are so many things in our lives that we're unaware of, right? These rooms in our consciousness start knocking. Much like the Freudian, book we were talking about the other day, people aren't concentrating on the rooms that are dark, right? They're concentrated around the one room that's illuminated. And so far, that's uneducated. It leaves us in a world where, after reading or watching a bunch of Kevin Samuels episodes, witnessing people, entitlement is huge. That they're entitled to this life that they have fantasized for but not worked for. That it's almost a promise face, just like they were saying in the movie Fight Club that we're all gonna be stars, right? We're not all gonna be stars, dude. We're not all gonna make a meal, 6 figures, high value man. And the buzzwords get you in trouble. You think because you're in real estate that you're gonna make real estate money. Everything's competitive, right? The people that are in real estate are trying to make real estate money. It takes a lot of hard work to get to this level, but they see it and they believe because they say it, it makes it true. Now, I know about speaking things into existence, but I also know about putting in the work and having a plan and working the plan to make that work, right? So a lot of people make bold statements. I'm in psychology. I'm a psychiatrist. I'm going to make a mill a year. We say these things. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that you think it's true and the evidence is true that you'll be rich because you said so. Not because you're doing the work or you're already demonstrating the income, but that in a future world, I'm working on me. You kept saying the blame of black women's existence, 1 in 4 get married. That means 3 out of 4 aren't doing it right. But instead of going after the same black men that are everyone else is seeking, right? The woman was on the black women because they don't want to change. What other racists are trying to get with the black women? He asked them, and he said, look, the white girls and the Chinese girls are taking black men. They know how to get married. They know you making fun of Becky because she's up running and drinking water and exercising and getting herself a man. Get yourself a partner in life. A lot of people out there doing it against everybody. I want to be the only one that wins. I used to be guilty of it too. I could still be guilty because I get competitive and I'm used to American style. And there's only one winner. If I'm the winner, I get the spoils and everything's awesome. Sure, you could believe that. I'm sure you do believe that. But the truth is we got to figure out a partner to fight this life with. to split the bills with. As I point at these apartments, you can own your own apartment, but now you got to work double the hours and there's nobody there to relieve you. There's nobody to ease you from your suffering. There's nobody to take the wheel. And we become so independent women, go to college. And it's like, why are you going to college? So I can have a good job. Cool, now you're a sociologist without a job. The chick was doing leasing apartments, you know? Man, I don't make the money you were doing to go to college, but that's not part of the plan. I planned on being married by now. I planned on being a millionaire by now. I planned on having babies. All of our plans are laying to waste, and we sound stupid for saying them because we didn't put any work behind them to achieve them, right? I said I wouldn't shave my beard till I was a millionaire. Pie in the sky. I've already shaved my beard. Beard's grown back. Still not a millionaire. Just because we say it doesn't make it a reality. Just because we say we're going to have children, be married, and be a millionaire doesn't make it a reality. We put high expectations on our lives and our dreams, but not ourselves. We don't expect ourselves to lose the weight so we could be a vision for the vision. We want to just be accepted for who we are. We don't need to fix our attitude. We need to find somebody that fits us better. There's no accountability. There's no adjustments. And that was the issue of the whole day, is that we have to find a way to talk to people. We got to find a way to talk better to people. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. And do it like that. Let's get some blunt wraps real quick. 7-Eleven. Oh, shit. Morning. Hey, how are you? 3 of the straight ups, the brown ones, zigzags, right in front of you. Put your finger out. That, to the left, the brown ones. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, take care.
Thank you. You helped me last time.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation. Do you remember the conversation? Yes. What was it about?
I don't remember the conversation.
Trusting your instincts.
Oh
my God. And you're like, I do it all the time, bro. And I'm like, stop filling up the other bubble, because you will lose an 80% chance of going against your instincts. 80%.
That was you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Trust your instincts. And you too. Give me that receipt and I'll be out your way.
It said you removed it too soon.
Oh,
right.
My bad. I did the same.
Oh, now I remember you.
Trust your instincts. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And you had it too again.
Yeah.
So you constantly, that's your thing, your OCD is to fuck up your life?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. She's like, yes.
OCD, ADHD.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a constant struggle.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, the only way to control is to take action, right?
How you doing?
You know, constructive action. Stop doing this.
Yeah.
Exactly. Have a blessed day.
You too.
Yep. All right, guys. That's how we improve other people's days. She was doing it today. She does it to herself too. Classic woman move. I was talking to her and she had her hand on the wraps and she moved her hand because she doesn't trust herself. She doesn't trust herself to keep with the diet. She doesn't trust her instincts. She doesn't trust herself at all. Therefore, she double clutches, makes double the moves, and outmoves herself. How many of us do that? How many of us know the answer, but we self-sabotage ourselves? We fear ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. We have no belief. And I'm talking about a belief in everything will be all right? And I'm going to be okay, right? And I am safe and I am loved are some beliefs. The belief I was talking about, I'm going to make $1 million, is a pie in the sky dream. You know, everyone's saying the same thing. I want a high value man. I want 6 figures. But they're not doing it. I can't tell her she's going to make 6 figures because she's at the 7-Eleven. It's impractical. So that's what happens when you're, what's the word I just posted? Entitled. You think of things impractically, right? That somebody, just because they were banging you and you got to let them up inside you because they made your rent payment or they keep paying for your car. That's a prostitute. She didn't want to hear it. I don't want to hear escort. I'll take sugar baby, because she likes the word sugar and she likes the word baby, but she doesn't have no intelligence to see that she's becoming a hooker, right? Like her instincts was, well, shoot, I look good. At least I'm getting paid. It's like, where's your honor? I left it at the door for $1. And that's exactly what we do. We leave our honor in our clothing and superficial and what people want to believe, instead of the honor in building the team. Yesterday was Mother's Day. We honored all the mothers, but we didn't honor the sacrifice that it takes. Somebody actually had to give up a year of their lives. My ex, she only gave half of it, 20 weeks, but I still honor her for the time she put in. I wasn't there throwing up when the baby was making her throw up or giving her pains or making her waddle. There's a sacrifice in there to get the goods. The only way you can call yourself mom is because you put in the 9 months. And it's like that. Nobody puts in the 9 months to call themselves a doctor, but they'll put doctor on their page. They'll be like, I'm a PhD, just like Evan Samuels kept playing. I'm a PhD. That their value was higher than other people. Their superficial values on things that make them a higher target, like, I got a degree. Well, how's that working out for you? Did you start a business? Are you running a business? Are you CEO of a business? No? You're working for somebody else for hours for dollars after getting an education. See, they didn't prepare you for anything. They told you just go to school like everybody else. Go to school, get a degree. But why? What degree? What are you going to do it in? How much income are you going to make? And it's like, these are hard questions to ask. You don't know because you're 19, but you swear you're going to be married. Like some of these girls, I'm 44, never married, no kids. When were you going to plan on churning it up? When were you going to plan on activating yourself? And I'm going back to get this phone charged. But the question of the day is, how do we make our expectations into reality? How do we ourselves put in the work to get the outcome instead of putting in the word to get the outcome? It's not tell over show, it's show over tell. And a lot of people just want to tell. They want to tell that fanciful story to themselves that, it was amazing. I'm going to break this down for you guys in one of the future episodes. But one of the amazing parts was hearing people justify their decisions. Now, mind you, these are the words that we tell ourselves. This is stuff that we mumble aloud and say, hey, this is the reason X, Y, Z. And our brains accept it. Our souls accept it. Our minds accept it. But the outside world doesn't expect it. They're on some, are you serious right now? Are you seriously going to think that without changing your attitude or changing yourself at all, that you were going to get changed results? That you were going to get $1 million only because you have a degree? And the girl was shocked. She was arguing, because you're going to believe what you want to believe. Your ego will argue for you, right? And defend yourself. Well, no. Girls doing that, huh? No, huh? And here's the lesson, and I just talked my way through it, so now I need you to repeat it, and then let me ask you a question. Take the microphone, take control, be acting like you're the alpha, acting like it's your show. It's not your show, dude. It's not your show. This ain't your show. That ain't your show. You're more than welcome to start your own show, and then you can rule your own show. But so many people are like, I'm just on a show. Oh shit, I wasn't prepared. I got my bonnet on. Yeah, you weren't prepared for shit. You running around, people yelling in the background, can't sit still, holding the phone, and you want us to believe that you got $1,000 or $1 million coming? It doesn't make no sense. It makes no common sense, and the entitlement is real, but the reality isn't. And that's what we do. We live in unreality, unsubstantiated worlds where we expect other people to live in them with us, but we didn't proof of nothing. There's no proof of life, as they used to say, right? Proof of work, proof of experience, proof that you do what you say you're going to do. That's not really around very much. And people much rather look the part than be the part. And being is way harder than looking. I can put a lab coat on and look like a doctor. Being a doctor is two different things, man. That's 8 years of hard work. That's a whole life of struggling so you can make a whole lot of money, and that's what ends up happening. Everybody wants to be in finance. Everybody wants to be a doctor. High-paying jobs, and the dirt jobs get nothing. Everybody wants to be highly paid and highly favored, but nobody wants to do the work to get there. And that's the point of it all, is that's why the struggle is so real, is because we haven't done anything to get ourselves out of the struggle. We do a lot of lip service and moving our mouths and saying we're going to do things, and instead of being about doing things. And that's a huge shock for most of us to go, well, shit, I just woke up. I was told that I had a bad attitude, but I kept giving people attitude. You know what time it is. You can be disrespectful and combative and not listening, you know that happens all the motherfucking time. But here we are having this conversation in the morning where I've been talking about it for the whole week and had to learn it through losing my son's life, that it's the way we talk to people. You get what I'm saying? It's the way you end it off just from strangers at the store or people that you were interpersonally with. Are you leaving it in a correct format? And most people aren't. They are not doing that at all. They're letting you know how they feel. And I feel like, they keep saying, I feel like, the same statement. I feel like your feelings are leading you astray. Someone just made common sense to you and you had a chance to learn it. And instead you block it with, well, I agree to disagree. It's like you're just being argumentative. You have baseless, points, factless, baseless points, and you have no way of proving it. And that's what we do. We have no way of proving the lives that we live, and it keeps going on and on and on, and we have no rhyme or the reason for why it's going on and on and on, and we keep blaming other people for why it's going on and on and on. So if we looked ourselves in the mirror and said, hey, what did I do to earn the substantiated claims? How do I prove that I deserve what I'm saying I get? And that's the question of the hour and the show, is to not be entitled, but to be driven by your passion, like we talked about the other day, driven by the desire to have a better life, and the desire is so much that it's more than lip service. It becomes more than, I don't need these. It becomes more than, oh, I'm just gonna happen because I said it would happen. No. It's gonna happen because you made it happen. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make things happen. How are we gonna make them happen? By changing our behaviors. We want the results, but we don't want the change. We don't want to actually fundamentally go inside ourselves and say, hey, I gotta stop talking to people crazy, or hey, I gotta be more diligent with my workouts, or hey, I really gotta show up in my life and stop putting it on other people to be about my life. I need to be about my life. And that's what we're talking about this morning, is you being accountable of your life, you taking the head of it. It's Monday. Who's gonna drive your dreams? Who's driving your dreams to the parking lot, to the movie theater? Who's taking your dreams out for a spin? You wouldn't want somebody else to take your girl. Why you let somebody else take your dream? And then you're like, oh shit, saying you so real. It's like, yeah, this is the real life. This is very real. It's real of us to have habits. It's real of us to have behaviors where we don't trust ourselves, or what's it called? When you glorify things. Grandeur, delusions of grandeur, that our lives are going to be grand because we said so, and that's it. And we might convince all of the yes men in our lives, and they want us to hope. You don't want to break someone's hope, especially when they're encouraged. You're like, oh well, they believe it. Let's let them have it. You want people to have that kind of energy. You want them to still be, I'm a believer, but not a deceiver. And that's the huge things of the group. Of course, hope is a quintessential human behavior, but so is work. Can you prove to me or show to me why you believe this outcome will be such X, Y, Z? No, she couldn't. She couldn't point at one person that was in the psychology field that was making $1 million a year. And then somebody who was from Yale, who actually is a psychiatrist, laughed like, bitch, I wish I could make that. I make a quarter of that. And you see that 3/4 of her exaggeration, that her world is exaggerated beyond what she thinks is going to happen. And that was the other girl too. He was doing the math. Out of 350 million people in America, if you wanted a black man that was successful, it came down to like 181,000 dudes, or 181 dudes, period. It's just ridiculous. People ask, what's your value? What value's added here? Man, that's dust all over my shit. Living in the desert. Welcome to the desert, bro. Everything's covered in dust. I just look around like, what is that? That's not THC. That's dust. And dust we trust, y'all. And dust we trust. Whew. Wow. Dusty. Did you see that? Still dusty. Shit, man. I'm gonna smoke some dust in my weed this morning. Shit, why not? Why not? So, The point is to get more realistic with our goals, and the only way to do more realistic goals is by getting serious with our goals. There's no longer hyperbole and saying that we're going to do something, but it's actually show over tell time. We're adults, we don't want to hear your pie in the sky stories and how you convinced us of your ego and your thought pattern, if you will. That's what we really do. We go inside people and say, hey, listen here, gather round, everybody believe me. Here's some snake oil salesman. Let me talk about the great experience of cocaine, or heroin, or whatever else snake salesmen used to sell to people to cure their ailments. The thing that's going to cure us, and the truth of it is stop acting like people owe you anything, right? If you lower your value goes up to a lot of people. If you keep your artificial value high, kind of like an NFT or a Bitcoin, right? Everybody's believing in Bitcoin. Everybody's believing in NFT, even though the bottom dropped out of it. 80-90% of NFTs wiped off the planet, and everybody's still waiting for that. I'm gonna be rich by selling a little 3-inch by 3-inch picture. I'm not trying to knock you, but I'm trying to explain the behavior, right? That I'm going to win against all odds behavior is the same type of I'm going to win the lottery, even though the odds are 1,000,000,000 to 1. I'm still believing. I still add my money to it. I still pay into it because I want the belief. Not the actuality of it, because you ain't mad that you didn't actually not make a millionaire the last 18,000 tickets you bought for the lottery. You're not mad at that. You only want the hope. And that's what we're asking for. We're asking for just hope. We don't want the actuality of it. We don't want the functionality of it. It's kind of like the title bump. You just want a title bump at work. I just want to tell people, oh, I'm an executive, so I can just say that, but I'm an executive. Like, bitch, you in a spot that has no upward mobility, and you got to stay inside of a room 24 hours of the motherfucking day. Now you work all the time, and now you can't get a significant other because you're not at the yoga class, you're not at the grocery store, you're too busy being an executive. So you can hold on to your titles, millionaire. You can hold on to a title, but doesn't mean anybody's holding you back or holding you down. And that's a huge whoa moment. Shout out to We Club. Make sure you get your We Club card. We're gonna start giving them out to people, getting their email address on. And that's where we're at. We're in that world where people think that they are going to make it, and I want them to make it, but they're just working their lips. They're not actually working a plan. And that's what so happens to these 19-year-olds when they go into college and they got to talk to a what's the person called, a social worker, and say, hey, what do I want to do with my life? Not social worker, what the fuck are those people called when they help you in college? Social worker? Credits? I don't remember. Anyway, it's been a long time since I was in college, but there's a person that used to help you, college advisor. Anyway, boy, can't let it go, but that's what it is. When you're a dreamer and you just can't let it go, it's going to hurt your ego. It's going to hurt your ego that things aren't as successful, and it's going to sound like other people are dream killers too. I'm not talking about that pitch. I don't want you to kill someone's hope. I'm not talking about, oh, let's get realistic. What I am doing is I am Shark Tanking people. And what I meant by that is everyone needs to go in front of the firing squad. Everyone needs to go in front of some investors at least once in their lives, or people that it matters to them that they're trying to convince, and watch them blow holes through their stories. Most people aren't brave enough to take that kind of battering. They much just rather live in their life with the unachieved goal that they just keep talking about, because if I talk about it a lot, it's going to happen, right? Instead of about working it a lot, which if you work it a lot, it actually will happen. And that's what we do. We do the lip service, but not the work. We'll talk about moving and traveling the world, but we won't actually leave. And that's why I kept telling people, just do it Nike, right? We talk about it all the time. Nike made a huge slogan about just do something. And it didn't matter what you did as long as you did something, and not what you keep doing, running your mouth and saying all these unsubstantiated claims like, oh, I'm going to have XYZ when this happens, and as soon as this happens, this is going to happen. And you're like, man, we are relying on wishes instead of work. And actually, if this thing hadn't faded, it used to say, I don't know if you can see it, don't wish work was what this used to say. Don't wish work. Do the effective work that you want to do. That's where your passion lies. That's where you're going to put the money behind. And lo and behold, that's going to be your life lived, a life of examination and understanding, and why I do the things that I do, and why am I a better person now because I made better decisions. We're stuck. We're stuck. And I'm going to keep more into the show and do my show a little bit differently. We're going to get into the same psychology, but the repetitiveness of what people were saying, they were stuck. They were stuck in a life where all they said is like, oh my God, and they were trying to out Becky, and I was just like, oh my God, this is what we do. We've seen other people do it. Other girls go like, that's not what I meant, and then they'll start sounding that way, and they'll think inside their heads that that's the way men want us to respond, or them to respond, or that's the way to act when you don't know something. Like that's the way you do it. You just play pretty cute, and play it off instead of saying, I don't know, will you teach me? So that's not what I said. What I meant to say is the response of an egotistical person that's been proven wrong, you know? And instead of being enlightened and educated, they stay ignorant. They said, nah, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I said. You put words in my mouth. And it said, adjust your words. You're going to have to adjust your sails in the high seas, in the air, in an airplane, in a boat. You're going to have to adjust your sails. And most girls are stuck on it, or most of these women were stuck on the lie instead of the education. The approach is not the same as the effort, and that's just so weird that we appear to say, "Oh yeah, man, I want X, Y, Z in my life," and da 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 da, and then it's like, "Yo, it's time to get up." No, I don't want to go. I want to eat. You're like, "No, man, but we got to go burn some calories. Let's go outside. Let's go get social." Yeah, no, I'm gonna just sit here and wait for my man to appear. Then you get sit there, and the time disappears. Your hips appear, and men disappear too. And then you're just like, what the fuck just happened? And like an unlived life just happened. Another miracle of a human being ruined by fear and talk than action and dreams. And that's what ends up happening. We live with dreams, but no action. Dreams without action, it's a rudderless boat. But that's what we think is going to happen. Like I keep telling people, work your dream, man, work your dream, work the thing that came to the vision to you. And you're like, well, where do I start? And you start with your self-defeating attitude. Stop asking questions like that. Where do I start? How about you just start? Not where, not why, just get out there. You think Benjamin Franklin or all those guys already knew that electricity was happening? No, they just went out there, and then they put up a kite, then they put up a key, and now we're talking about electricity. But before that, it just tells with getting off your ass. It's an experiment. What will happen if you actually put some action towards your life? That's the experiment. What would happen when you actually stop making excuses for yourself and you actually start living in your own light? That's the experiment. What would happen if you stop some of your bad habits and flipped it around and carried to something cool? Saints addiction. That's what I'm saying. What would happen if I stopped tracing cocaine and I started designing? This is what happened. This is what my OCD brain does. This poor girl OCD in herself inside of a 7-Eleven box. She's bouncing around, just not trusting herself, just collecting her $8 an hour. I don't know, but that's what we do. That's what we do. We do that to ourselves. We'll get inside of ourselves and we'll just be like, yo, my only abilities are in here. And I'm going to keep them at bay. And I'm like, you're not helping yourself out none. You're not helping yourself out none to be able to go, okay, my OCD is now my best friend. What? Yeah, dude, like I take my OCD of wanting things to be balanced and counting things in my head and made it into a shirt company. And I took my OCDs of wanting to smoke with my friends and doing things together, and I made for First Friday sessions. And then I took the OCD of wanting to make everybody, well, this isn't a vote for me, but a magazine so everybody would get the legal right to smoke weed in Las Vegas, and now it's part law. So am I saying I made it part of the law? Yes, I am saying that. I'm part of making it a legal law in Las Vegas. I put some effort towards it so I can say that. But a lot of people are saying things without any effort, and that makes it entitlement. It's like your unsubstantiated claims to someone else's effort. It's called plagiarism, and that's what we're doing. We're plagiarizing. We're saying things that are unsubstantiated, unequivocal, like it's a promise, like crypto, or huge rates of return that are unsubstantiated, is a Ponzi scheme. When you say you can return me 50% of my money, you can't pay that to everyone. That's irrational. But a lot of irrational people did that. And let's talk about irrational real quick. Bless up. Your boy, Sir Isaac Newton himself. What comes up must come down, right? He created it, learned about gravity and calculations we couldn't even perceive. 5,000 years of civilization, and this man came up with the science. But you know what else he was? He was a fucking man. He was valuable like us. He was a greedy man. So one of the Ponzi schemes came through, and he made 20,000 shillings off of his shillings. He put in his whole life savings. I think it was 7,000 for 20,000. And then he said, I got to get out of this. It's going to be crazy. What comes up must come down. And he did. He got out. He made his 20 grand. But then his friends started getting in his ear, starting to tell him about their fake lies and stories. And maybe it's not fake, but it was a fake percentage return. So they believed it. And then the other person started to believe it. And then everybody started to believe the lie. Groupthink is a dangerous business, guys. Groupthink is very dangerous. And what did he do? He outsmarted himself. He stopped trusting himself, like I was telling that girl in the 7-Eleven. You got to trust your instincts. You could track the planets, but you can't track yourself. We can do. This girl was a therapist in the government and didn't know her own therapy. She still lived in denial about her weight issues. She saw all these girls with their big booties, and they're still single. They're still going home to their dog. Like you're not doing it right. If you still college educated and the only person that's waiting for you at home is a dog, you're not doing it right. And I'm saying that to myself. I've been playing alone for too long, and it's like, yeah, it's just me. I keep telling you, it hit me so hard like a 2x4. Not so much here, not right in here, but right in here. The 2x4 that hit me the hardest was in China. In China, I was all alone. I'm surrounded by 1 billion, 2 billion people, but no one speaks English and no one really gives a fuck. And even if I'm throwing my temper tantrum by the train station or I'm just doing selfies by myself on the Great Wall of China, there's no one with me. I'm not sharing the journey. And that's what we're doing. We're selfishly doing our own sushi meals with our friends and looking cute with our Instagrams, but we're going home alone. And nobody's talking about it. It's unsubstantiated. It's unequivocal. It's what we're doing. We are literally being entitled without any enlightenment. We haven't enlightened ourselves to the fact that we're home alone. So instead of saying that, we'll take pictures of our dogs. We'll buy the shirts for dogs. I got shirtsfordogs.com or onesies for dogs and just things that we start buying external shit to cover up what's inside when really we just need a hug. We just need a friend. You wouldn't be buying anything if you were in the middle of a conversation. But since you're not in a conversation, you're on Amazon. That's what it is. You start talking to Amazon. You start talking to your credit card. You start talking to only your people at work. You didn't get out. You didn't go out and do a new college or a new grocery store or a new fit group. Instead of just being you, which you're like, I'm the shit. I'm entitled. I'm gonna get married. How are you gonna get married? Oh well, I got this, that. Do you have anybody actively chasing you? Yes. Okay. How long you been dating? I'm single. Wait a minute. You're gonna tell me that you're single, but you got someone actively chasing you to be your bride? Like someone's already got on a knee and proposed? That's called a fiance. And this chick kept calling him her boyfriend. Like it was unsubstantiated. Then she raced to the room. See, here's the ring. It was just 3 weeks ago. He said, then wear it. Act like you are. Act the part. Start saying fiance. Start wearing the ring. Get the words out your mouth, bitch. You acted like you're still single and cute. You can't wait for the attentions of another man. And that's what we do. This is what we do. We just want a bunch of men to love us or a bunch of women to love us instead of having the one woman that got our back to love us. The one woman that wants to split the bills so we're not just paying the $800,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month by ourselves. We don't want to play team. We want to play hero. And I'm going to team over hero. We're going to have to make a shirt, but write it down. This is that work I keep telling you about. You can say that you had it, but did you write it down? And I keep telling my friends all the time, they like to run their mouths, but did you write it down? Team over. What was the last thing I just said? Shit. I'll have to rewatch the show again. Team over hero. There it is. Hero. And that's what we do. We want to just be the hero, the one and only one that gets girls. Like we don't want to set up communities where we're the only, where we all own the home. I talked about it yesterday about the tenants that outsmarted their whole landlord situation and just bought them out. They all went and got loans, enough loans to buy out the whole place, and now they're owners of the landlord spot. No, we don't want to talk to our neighbors. We don't want to start relationships. We don't want to. Oh, I don't know that person, and then we're blocked. That's what we did. We ended up blocking ourselves. We're blocked out on the patio by myself right now. Unless I invite somebody, friends over, it's this is a me and you story. I kind of keep it that way so I have some privacy and I can record the show and smoke and do the things I need to do. But other than that, we stuck like a motherfucker. We keep repeating the same patterns and wonder why we haven't got anything else done yet. It's like because you haven't learned how to talk to people yet. You haven't learned how to talk in public yet. You haven't learned financial stability yet. And instead of learning financial stability, we're going to go get another Gucci bag. That's just easier. You don't know shit. I got the bag. And it's like, yeah, you look like the monkey that got the bag, but I own the tree. You took the tree. You took the mango from the tree I own. I own the store you bought from. What? Yeah, dude, I went all the way to China and Shenzhen and I fucking cut my teeth there so now I can import things. Are you serious, Saint? Yeah, dude, I import things from all over the world, right? We're importing CBDs from Oregon all the way to Switzerland. Like, who would ever thought that was possible? It's possible. I didn't know I had friends there, but because I kept being friendly, I got friends there. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. For 2, 3, 4 years now, 4 years almost, me and Raul have been trying to ship it to Spain. Everybody rolls their hash with CBD. Like, they don't want tobacco. They want CBD or CBG, something they can mix their hash with and really taste a good pull, like get really nice high. That's awesome. Get off tobacco. Fuck, man. Get off the nicotine. Go be free and fucking enjoy your Rizlas and skin up and get CBD. But I didn't know it was possible. I mean, I didn't know I had to go through Switzerland, but I kept trying and asking questions. And someone said Switzerland. I said, that's a pain in the ass. And I said, I can make it happen. Then he fell off. And then the other guy, I actually do it all the time. And then he fell off. And then this other guy's like, let's do it. And I kept knocking till I got a let's do it. I didn't say, hey, we're going to import stuff. It was like, no, we got to start for something small. You know, when my friends need a little bit of Kush lotions and he's got psoriasis in England, I'm sending you a package. I sent weed around the world. Why can't I send legal stuff around the world? I used to send my friends weed in London, and then I sent weed to my friends in Turkey, and then I sent weeds to my friends in South Korea, and I went to prison. I went to prison for an eighth of weed. 3.568 grams of weed sent me away for almost 5 years of my life. They sent me away for 6 months, but they wanted 5 years over the amount of weed I got in this jar? Are you fucking serious right now? My daily use? You can't be serious, but they were serious. And that's what ends up happening when our perspective is so dangerous. I didn't perceive me having weed in South Korea to be dangerous, but it is. And you don't perceive by you having irrational dreams that it's dangerous, but it is. It's very dangerous. Unsubstantiated dreams, if you know where, they're going to get you killed. They're going to get you killed in life. You know, like you're killing your life by lying to yourself. You're killing your time by wasting it and waiting. You know, we're holding our breath for things that aren't going to come to us unless we work them. And that's the big thing. So, I mean, it starts with the first chop. It starts with an axe. It starts with some wood. It starts with an area in the forest, but you're going to have to start with a sling. You're going to have to get out there somehow, do something. Everybody wants to watch Tiger Woods golf all day. It's not going to improve your swing. For some reason, we're afraid of the effort, or maybe we're afraid of the outcome. I know that used to be me for real. And now I'm like, I just place myself on the board I want to be. I want to be on a panelist and start speaking in speaking engagements at conventions. I've sat there and take notes for too long. Not for too long. I'm going to keep taking notes, but for too long sitting there at conventions taking notes, talking about I'll be up there, I'll be up there, I'll be up there. Now it's time to be about it, right? Show me the $1 million therapist. Be about it. So stop talking about it. Just be it. You know, like just do it, Nike. This time, just do it. This is Monday. This is the motivation. So just do it. Do the design that you see in your head. Get the shit out your head, and then it's a thing. Then that becomes on the fucking tattoo on my best friend. Day one has that on his thing. But if I never got off the chair that day I saw it when I was high, I don't even remember what house it was. I mean, it was so transformative. You think these moments would be like, oh, they're not. They're very more slick like that. It was just like, I see an S and A over there. It was like anarchy symbol on there, and I was like, that's dope. This is like version number 10 of it. Like, are you polishing anything enough to have a 10th version? 10th version of a website, 10th version of a logo, 10th lap around the world, 10th language I've learned? Yeah, dude, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the practice of it. But people don't want the man, Richard Bashan was so right. My spiritual business mentor, my spiritual mentor is Terry Prince. You got to pick heroes too. Everybody's their own hero. Again, team over hero. I'm emulating. I'm seeing other people do it. I'm watching Elon Musk work multiple businesses. It works for me. Everybody thinks I'm just jumping in. It's like, no, I got friends in Spain and Switzerland that are needing the CBDs. I've been working this for 4 years, and finally, I just found that the connects in Switzerland, and finally, both my friends are in Switzerland. I made friends that are in Switzerland, and now I can ship to Finland, and now I can ship to Turkey, and all the places that I've been, England, and my friends are asking for something. They need it. He has psoriasis. He works on masonry, and you can just imagine his hands cracking under the dryness of the fucking cement. He needs it. This is my friend. I'm gonna do what I can in my power to help my friends. This is who I am, right? Like I'm team playing, and because I team play, now I have a team. I have a team I can sell to, right? And they can sell for me. Everybody talks about network marketing and multi-level marketing, but they don't make any of their levels go. They haven't networked, and that was so weird. So there's this multi-level network, MLM, multi. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. The fucking what's it called when you get into it? Amway network level marketing. Anyway, well, you are trying to convince someone else to be a salesperson. That's what it is. I'm a salesperson. It's really hard to do sales, let alone me teach you how to do what I've just put 10,000 hours in to do. Impossible. And that's what we need to do. We need to find other teammates with other 10,000 hours of expertise so we can be successful. Not stop being the hero so we can be the only one holding up the gold ring. Let me show you my hand. We'd be doing the only one holding up the gold ring or our black fist, like in some kind of pride moment, but there's no, the gold is on his chest, man. You don't know this, but his life ended up really bad. The guys that did the fist pump in the Olympics had shitty lives, dude. If you ever get a chance to, some of these lottery winners have shitty lives. Like, that's the goal to be competitive with, not to let everybody else know that you're gonna be a millionaire, right? Like, this is like the goal is to make other people jealous. How about you just be happy? Like competitively happy, like you're in a competition for happiness right now, dude. And it's not an outsource of what I can buy, because I know bitches that aren't smiling with a Gucci bag. It's about that level of happiness. And I'm gonna tell you again, it's about the level of happiness. Holler at your boy. It's about the level of your happy. What level are you at, and can you adjust it? Because it's not going to matter how much you use this. Money goes up and down, your weight can go up and down, but can you adjust your mood up and down? And that's the thing I wanted you to do. Can you ratchet up your happy and be the happiest motherfucker in the group? Holler at me. Holler at me. Listen, Linda. Listen to this. Hear me now. The guy that owned the multi-million-dollar spot was shot. He came into that house and he started bitching about what wasn't right and the marble and this and that. And then he looked off to the side and the Mexican dudes are laughing, not at him, just at their lives. They're whistling while they worked. They were sharing food. They were high-fiving, giggling, chumming it up, just happy. And these motherfuckers make way less than him, don't own the house. And he said, how is that? How is it that I'm the multimillionaire? I'm the one that's buying the house. I'm making it the way that I want it to, and I'm not happy. Like, what the fuck's going on right now? You gotta ask yourself, what the fuck's going on right now? When did we stop making ourselves unhappy? Because we stopped talking to each other. We stopped doing community events. We relied on going home and just feeling like we celebrated, okay? So we went out with our friends, we took pictures with our friends, we did the sushi, we're all doing the cheers. Here's my margarita, here's all my income in one shot. And I go home alone. So the loss is a secret. It's like, don't look over here. Look at my post for 24 hours because the day passes by and it's not going to matter tomorrow. Whoa, time. That's why we got to do something now. You got to think yourself. I'm watching these guys that do the motivational speaking, but you don't want to start at 40. I mean, you can start at 40, but you much rather start at 20. So at 40, you're doing it the damn thing. And that's what we expect, incremental effort. We expect incremental interest. We let it happen to our credit cards. Make minimum payments, but have a maximum interest rate. We're getting fucked. Time keeps going by, you're less happier, and you're more in debt. How's that going to work out? It's not. But you can start a taco shop. Like my boy Sean Puffy Tacos. I don't think they're married, but they're business partners. Do you have to be married to be a business partner? How about you find your business partner first? I'm dead dog serious. Like, if you can work with someone under pressure, under debt, when the balls are to the wall, that's the person you want. I keep telling you, I don't want new troops, bro. I don't want your new troops. I don't want your green thumbs, young, dumb, full of cum, all muscles, no intelligence. Give me your scraggly. Give me the frontline guys. Give me the guys that already have experience. And that's what we forget. We're not using each other's experience. We just want to do it by ourselves. And when over there in China, they're moving whole pallets with like fucking 50, 100 dudes all in a row. Kind of like we used to do in slavery and chain gangs, but that's the idea. When you need the labor, when you need the movement, when you really need to move something, you're going to find help. If you needed to move your couch right now, you know who you would call. That's the person you need to start a business with. That's the person you need to be in cahoots. Let's sit down. Not another day are we going to sit here and say, bullshit. We're not going to bullshit no longer. I got a new plan for our lives. Next time you get to sit down with somebody, you can say, let's start a business. It'll be, let us start a business. The best 5 words you probably ever said in your life. And you start now. You start making the hobby a reality or a profit situation. You start making your health a priority. You start getting out of the house and start walking around under this God-given sunshine and air and water. It's a blessing. The wind, air, water, the 5th elements. We keep talking about it. This is the healing. This is what gets us to be human again. Instead of running home to our losses and covering them up with posts and lies, and we just want everyone else to think that we're happy, and we find out that these badass bitches are jumping from buildings. And this is all bad. It's scary. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get to the root of it. What's really going to make us happy? How come when I'm in Thailand, 3rd world countries, Brazil, I can name them. You could say Finland's one of the nicest places in the world. It's one of the richest, one of the most expensive. But they have one of the highest suicide rates in the world, too. This is true. Ask my friends. You get really depressed 9 months out of the year without sunshine. That's not enough. That's not enough. I said you need the wind, water, earth, light, sun. Like, we need that to get in on us. So we need that light. And we, as humans, have a better way of doing it when we work together. I don't know. I'm just telling you. I don't know. I'm just telling you facts. Facts, Jack. Pyramids weren't built by one person. Great Wall of China wasn't built by one person. When I go to these places, and I still want to see the Roman Colosseum and the Great Wall, the pyramids. I must call them the Great Pyramids, and I'm high. But to be able to see things organized for a long period of time with a lot of people is fascinating. It just keeps overwhelming me with that fact. One, I don't want to do it alone. I keep telling people this. The selfie game is ridiculous. It's just this lonely game. And 2, it wasn't done by one person. You just get overwhelmed by the enormity of the work. You just it wasn't done by one person. And that's so important to get that out there and say, hey, team, kind of like what I did with this show, hey, team, and make it into a podcast and keep going to further. We got further things to talk about on this show. The Morning Marijuana Motivation has really deep subjects that need this amount of time. And thanks to Kevin Samuels, he's influenced me to do my show better, to get my Cash App ticker going on down here and the Patreon ticker going on here, and start doing Instagram lives with people. I'm actually start doing Instagram lives with people. So right now we're at the 50-minute mark, right? And minute mark, yay! I'm gonna grab this other phone, right? And let's go live on Saints Addiction, and let's see who pops up. And we'll do a smoke break, and we'll talk to people about addictions they've overcome and how they've done it. That's what we're gonna do. We're starting to do Saint psychology and talk about the things they've overcome. I wrote the book Endure. You're gonna have to talk about your endurance. We're not gonna talk about the pain. That's for another show. That's an Oprah show. I'm not talking about Kevin Samuels, where it's just black women and how broken they are and how ignorant they are and how broken their thoughts are and how incoherent they sound to themselves. We're gonna shed a little light on people too, because we're still gonna need hope. But this is about mental health. I've had my own struggles with mental health. I've had my own survivings of mental health. And in that light, I was like, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a place for us to break bread with each other. I'm gonna create a spot for us to talk about these issues openly instead of hiding them and covering them up with posts and pretending that we're okay. Much like Finland, everything's all right. We give you everything, healthcare, everything. Why is everybody fucking jumping in front of moving trains? 2,000 people jumping from the that one bridge, Golden Gate Bridge. It's iconic. What makes these people choose that spot? Why are our friends doing this? I have to say our friends because it's happened to my friends. I mean, murder is a side that such a darkness, and the others chosen murder, right? Like suicide and abortion. This is a chosen loss of life, and this is the area I'm going to be working on in my life. First it was just suicide because one, I've attempted it, holding my heart because I'm grateful it's just beating. Like, fuck, dude, what'd you do? I was 19, jumping off the Hoover Dam water side when there was a lot more water. Arizona side. This is what happened to me. I was very emotional. I'm still an emotional person. Still very emotional. Still very deep. Still very wounded. I guess my childhood still lingering around in here at 42 years old. Not so much anymore because I identified it and just you kind of look at it and you go, "Are you being serious right now?" And you're like, "Oh shit!" I keep telling you guys. When I started this walk this morning, I keep telling people there are realms in your mind that you are not exploring yet. There are realms in your mind that you are not exploring yet. If your room was a whole house, have you gone upstairs and opened the room in the dark corners? Open the door, then there's a smaller door. It's like Alice in the Wonderland. Have you gone in? Have you minimized yourself to fit in? Maybe you're too big for life. Maybe you're not going backwards. You're only going forwards, right? I get it. All I've done is look for life hacks, man. I've been able to travel the world. I've been able to fuck beautiful women. I've been able to do things, start businesses from nothing. It's been amazing. And in the same light, I open up the other dark places and I was like, why are you still alone? Shit. Nobody wants to open those doors. Nobody wants to open up the doors of why are you doing the things that you want to do? Are you trying to impress your father? You're in competition with them. Ooh. Scary door, slop, 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 slop. Still dark in the back. And that's what we do. We have these compartments, dark realms in our heads and our lives. And we don't talk to it. We don't do the work to that part. We go over here back to the shine and we just go, or the fakery, I should say, and or the shiny, not the real shine. This is the glimmery shit. This is the fake shit. This is that monkey trap I keep telling people about. It's just a piece of aluminum, actually, and it's shiny, so the monkey puts its fist and now it can't get out of the hole. Yes, I did this. I'm like, what are you doing? You look like you're fucking your hand. Now I'm fisting. But anyway, when I'm done a bit busy fisting, right? I want the world to get some knowledge, deeper knowledge, I literally just witnessed some real good stuff that I can pull off. We're gonna do some saint psychology. We're gonna do some healing. We're gonna talk about these things that we all do and maybe not know of. And we're gonna start today. I got about 5 more minutes to let the show in. No one's actually watched the show, which is completely fine because this is the first dry run. I've never done this before, but Kevin Samuelson encouraged me. We're gonna get a caller. We're gonna have somebody on live. He had awesome shit, right? Like he had actual gadgets to pull this off. I don't have that. So who can we call? Who's gonna come on live? He did his random. He just let people come in, kind of like Periscope. Who are we gonna let come in? We'll roll another blunt. This is live. This is just Kevin Samuel style, and we'll have conversations about some psychology this morning. And you'll see the conversations that I have with my friends around the world about psychology and about healing. And I used to be really good at healing people, and now I need the healing, so I call my friends for it. It's kind of like the well that keeps on giving. We'll see. Oh, cool. They were stopping the bullshit. They always do that. I love that. That's cool. Bye. 55 minutes and 55 seconds into the show, we've created another show. I told you that was the last show. I'm not doing that 10 minutes to shine no more. You can get 1 minute to shine. We can do that. I might just do that. I might just give the quick 1 minute of shine live on Instagram, thinking out loud. But I wanted to kind of go live on Instagram. Maybe record the video so people know it's about to be counted down, and get more morning marijuana motivation after a quick Shazam of some magic, just some shine, quick 1 minute reel, because that's what people are into. Give them the 1 minute reel. Say you want more, go to Saints Addiction live on YouTube every morning, and we'll let people call in. You know, for the longest, I did this whole show myself for 10 years of me doing talking to myself on a balcony and getting it out loud. I just figured I was going to be here anyway. To be honest, I could be staring in this direction. Sometimes I like to stare in this direction and just stare at the baby blue sky and look at the air quality and look at the valley and look at the plants, and then I'll have some thoughts, and then I'll be high, and then I look at the plants some more and write down some more ideas. And then it was like, we need to create a beacon, create a platform. I didn't even know it was a show. And to look at Kevin Samuel's show, because he's professional. He has a professional background. I used to do all sorts of backgrounds in my shop and stuff and all over the world. It's a different type of show, but I'm just saying a professional setting without that in the background, you know, that would be nice. This guy's got the worst SUV gas mileage I've ever seen. You know, without that in the background, right? The ability to communicate with people worldwide. We've been talking about this, as in my boy Benny Mac. Shout out to Benny Mac, who watches the show. He's all the way out in New Zealand. We're reaching the furthest crevices of the earth. You feel me right now? The furthest crevices of the earth is where we're going right now. And it starts off the day, actually, because of the meridian, the time meridian. The first person the day you think the sun rises in Japan first, it's actually New Zealand, right? So New Zealand starts off the whole earth, and we're going to start a worldwide show, having people's worldwide perspectives, having them call in. Right now I think it's way too early to call him in, so let me see. That's okay. We got almost the 1 minute mark for the hour. Let's call somebody. Kevin Samuelson, thank you for your life. Thank you for doing what you did and passing the torch. You know what I'm saying? Real entrepreneur show. Oh shit. And I'm prepared. What? And I'm prepared. Saints Addiction, baby. You gotta fucking believe in your designs. And I do believe with a little friendly anarchy, a little saintly anarchy, that we can get to where we need to go together without controlling each other or telling each other what to do or any of that. Make sure you subscribe to the Saints Addiction channel. Wait, 1,130 subscribers. I shouldn't have started a personal one because I should have. It was when I first started this, so I got like 63 subscribers on my personal one, and 3 subscribers for Shirts by Saints, and 21 subscribers for Smoke and Review. I highly suggest Smoke and Review. Follow Smoke and Review. That's my hour here, right? So we're gonna go long. Right? I got a new long format. Check it in. Things. Check it in. Okay, we're gonna go live on Instagram. You get chats. It's by all means. If I do it with my personal friends, it'll just be like a complete slam dunk. If I do it on my Saints Addiction account, do we want full slam dunks? Or we want real right off the bat? It's the first time I ever did the show. Never really did that before. Big Smokes is live. Should I try something else live? I'm starting to get nervous. Oh shit, let's everybody going live together. That would be chaotic, trying to get everybody talking at the same time. It's a lot of chaos. So I'm gonna skip on that. They all want to be a part of their show. They're playing Periscope basically, like we did 10 years ago. You got to be in someone's scope, and if you're in someone's scope, then you're important. And then they get up every morning and do the same things together. And then I'm not leaving their room. I'm not knocking these guys. I think I love the hustle, but we're getting our oxytocin through a fake source. Let's see. Let's go live on Saints Addiction. We'll go live. There you go. Let's see what I see. Alright, do you see what I see? Okay, let's see. Live. 27 followers active. Boom. Checking connection. Yes! Boom, baby, boom! Rise and shine. It's your boy Marky Saints Addiction. We are doing it live this morning on a special edition. I want you guys out here on the balcony, my mom's balcony, where I first started smoking weed. Got on Good Morning America smoking weed, and you're live on my YouTube at the same time. And what I'm going to do is we've been going for an hour, and I wanted people to get to call into the show while I roll my next blunt, and we're going to talk about some Saint psychology. This was a special edition of Saints Addiction. I know I talk about mental health all the time, so this will be the first time to have people call in, and I'm going to have live people give their honest opinions about mental health, this show, this logo, this product, their vision with me, and see what people really feel on the streets about mental health and how we can help reach people in this modern era, modern age, 21st century of super hyper connection, but everybody's lonely. So I'd like to reach out and give my next hour to somebody on the live and see who can jump in on the live and be part of the live and see what they're doing, and do it like this. We just open up the format. My thought out loud, obviously it's out loud, but the thought to this show was heavily inspired by Kevin Samuels, who just passed away. He is a heavily influential YouTuber. He almost had 2 million followers, and he created a real show. It was almost like a TV show, very professional man, good looking. He had his ties, bow ties, all sorts of different things. I'm trying to, maybe it'd be easier if I keep it on the same angle here. Like I said, this is the first time doing the show in this kind of format, right? And in his way, he was reaching African American women who weren't married, and he saw something in the culture. And the culture was missing that 1 out of 4 women, only 25% were getting married and having successful marriages. And this is just the numbers. And he had women calling all the way from like LA or wherever, right, to the New Yorks, the Miamis, the LAs, and the highly competitive environments, looking in 25 million people populations to find the person that they're looking for. And unfortunately, what we do is we say we want one thing and we put our efforts behind another. For example, women are doing a lot with their own eyelashes, and unfortunately, I can't stand them. Most of us think it's ridiculous, but what he was saying was these women won't change that, right? They don't want to change their hair, they don't want to change their eyelashes, they want to do things to compete against each other rather than make themselves look more natural, more appealing to what men are looking for. And it was just so shocking that we do behavior that's anti-help to ourselves all the time. We'll say one thing and do another, and that's why I call it saint's addiction, because even a saint has addiction. You have dichotomies in you. The dichotomies are real for all of us, and we do this in a way where we forget our humanness. We forget that we can say we want one thing but not put the effort into it. It's a very weird philosophy that ends up happening, but that's what we end up doing, right? We end up saying one thing and meaning one thing, but not saying what we mean. If you ever heard that phrase before, I used to say, I say what I mean and I mean what I say. You better hope I don't say it mean. I've kind of I add to that, you better hope I don't say it mean. And I really need to stop being mean in general. The new lessons for me, right, my dichotomy was that I could be extremely saintly, but extremely angry. And I had to go into some deeper things into my childhood, and we're going to go into these kind of things now for other people. We don't have time for people, everyone's story, life story. It's nothing about that. I want to talk more about the solutions to their mental health, right? So we're going to turn the negative into the positive, like we always do, and create a platform for people's mental health. I talk about it every morning, but I don't have any callers to go live with it. And I was like, okay, so for both platforms, for once, we'll get people to get together and use us together to get the healing. Now, I don't want us to live on these gadgets, and I don't want to live on these gadgets either. These are going to be a podcast. I've been doing it for a long time, long formats, and I'll do it again because I'll blow another blunt. Let me get some water real quick. There we go. Cool. And this was inspired by what I witnessed, and that was the thing that most people don't get a chance to get some healing, to get some psychology. I actually do have a psychology degree. I'm not here to say this is going to be extremely professional help, but I know I'm just here to help. I know that it's been helping for others. When I do the Morning Marijuana Motivation Live on YouTube, when I'm not blocked on Facebook, I'm able to go live on all the channels, which I'm sure we'll figure that out. But right now, it's about reach, preach, and teach. That's always what I've been saying. You know, I want to reach, preach, and teach to people. You know, before I would just smoke weed out here with my shirt off, and I got on Good Morning America doing that. Smoking weed on Good Morning America made all this show possible. Who knows why that video got my video got chosen. I know why I started Periscope. They say Periscope with a purpose. Purposes have changed. I've been influenced by people, you know, to do their the podcast a certain type of way or get a podcast started. Shout out to Adam Dunn Show. He's done a great job of doing the Denver podcast. I'm gonna get on other people's podcasts. I'm gonna start doing panelists and actually public speaking. I want to do that. I think eventually that's what I'm doing anyway. Like if I wasn't paid or on a show, I would literally still be doing the same thing. So it's me doing it on my patio, rolling blunts, trying it out versus what you call it, going not versus, but similar to doing it in front of people at like the Magic Convention. I love talking about fashion. I watch those guys do it all the time. And also, what's the other one? NJ Biz Conference. Right now they're up the GG4 Summit, I think, on Thursday. So who knows? I might be a panelist there. So if you guys keep watching the lives, you'll get to see me go live at an actual event. So I think that's going to be super dope. We're trying to get people on live here. It seems like everybody's just chilling out. It says hang on. I don't really want to hang on. So maybe we'll do my actual friends list. Since addiction's a bust, nobody's going live. We're telling your followers that you started a live video. Hang on. More followers. I'm hosting and no one's showing. Okay. Alright. Let me get somebody else showing in this live video. In the video. Now we're gonna share this. Let's say boom, baby, boom. Boom. New show. New show. Inspired by Kevin Samuels. His life goes on. He didn't just die. You know what I mean? Samuels. There it is. Sam-E-L-S. I gotta get a blue check. You know, inspired by Kevin Samuels. Boom. Morning motivation. Morning motivation with the motivation. And then live every morning. Taking callers live. Now you can call in live. Topics ranging from what are we going to talk about? All of it. Depression, suicide. This is a really sad story. From solutions to depression. I like that. Surviving suicidal thoughts. What else? We got some dating advice. Not that I'm the expert. How about relationship discussions? Topics ranging from what else? Financial freedom. Communication and community. You can tell I know what I want to do. And community. Ooh. Beard spit. Smoke too many blunts. This is what's happening. Alright, that's gonna be Saints Addiction. At Saints Addiction on YouTube. We'll get somebody in here. Watch, trust and believe. Somebody want to talk, and we're gonna let them. We're gonna finally let people talk. It used to be like you could kind of type in on Periscope, and then you see the other ones, the group stuff, the live on Instagrams. A little bit different of a format, right? Negatives and the positives. Oh shit, someone's trying to get in here. No, we're not gonna cancel. We got one person live. Please announce yourself and where you're from. Let's see. Going live every day. And what's the other one? Callers welcomed. We'll do that. Callers welcomed. discussing multiple topics. Discussing multiple topics. There we go. Let's do this. Solutions to depression. What is that? Depression. What else? Surviving suicidal thoughts. Surviving suicide. Sounds like a really cool band name. Relationship advice. Financial freedom. Communication. Community. And what else? Communication. There it is. Communication. All right. Let me get this going. Right here. Boom, baby, boom. You see it? We're 20 minutes, 16 minutes in. I'll roll this other blunt. Share this post. Let people in on it. We're going to do it again. Let me get some... someone in on here. It's still loading, so I don't know how to otherwise to get that going, but there we go. Finishing up. Perfect. Boom, baby, boom. Let's do another one. It's a lot of time, but I want to try this out. Active. Cool. Let's go live. Let's see. Check-in, check communication. Perfect. Yes. Blessed. Boom, baby. Boom. Rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marky Saint. This is live on Saint's Addiction. You're on my private channel this morning. I'm on my channel this morning. I'm giving myself a new show format for you to call in on. We are live on YouTube. You got my YouTube right here. I got me right here. You got me right here. And what I'm going to do this morning is for the next blunt, I'm going to let people call in and we're going to talk about mental health and what they think of the show. Honest opinions allowed. It's live, you know what I mean? And only got about another like 20 minutes to do this, but I'm going to let people get in on the show. I said it again and I'll say it again because I got so influenced by it. But Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, was I didn't know till he died about his show. You probably won't know about my show till I die, but you got to leave something with the people, something out there in life, or do something with your life. And that's what I'm encouraging people to do, is live their life and living their lives better, existing more, having better communication, having better relationship skills, having better financial skills, having better mental skills and coping mechanisms. We're going to talk about it today because it's so important. And something that I do every day on the show. We talk about it live, but I never have anyone on the show. I never have any callers in, and I've had people ask before to be a part of the show, and I'm like, that's not the format. But now that I've witnessed something, witnessed a different format, I have seen stuff that works better. You know what I'm saying? Like something that's a lot nicer of a show. And well, not nicer, not that the other show wasn't. It's all about reach, preach, and teach. It still is. But we're going to break down some of the psychosis that I'm talking about. Years ago, we were going to say it's Saint Psychology, but it'd be so tough to talk about everyone's problems and everyone's life issues. It bums you out. It's not what I'm doing about this show. Much like Saints addiction, we're going to take that negative and turn it into a positive. And there's got to be a positive out there for us to come together, much like these forums. I'm live on YouTube, but no one can go live with me unless I go live with Instagram. And that's what inspired me to do that. So this is the first time ever doing it with that format. Trust and believe that it's new, not a new ideas, because other people go live on multiple channels. We already got Alfonso on here. That's what's up. That's my boy Dion. Dion's on the show. When people call in, I've never taken, or they watch, but I've never taken callers. So if you have the balls to go live and talk about the show or talk about how your struggles have gotten healed, that would be what I really like to do. Start talking about doing the healing show, and we're going to do the healing festival, the Fifth Element Festival. I have to change locations. That's fine. Life happens, but the desire is to have healing, and from all natural sources. So no alcohol, no synthetics, all organic. I said all organic. I created a phrase actually. It was all organic, all connection or something. Oh, all healing. Bam. All organic, all healing, and that's what we've been doing. We're getting our shit together. We've been getting our whole thing. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. This is a whole new show. I've been live on YouTube for an hour and 20 minutes, and I got another 40 minutes to go my morning. I'm going to roll this blunt smoke with you if you want to smoke with me or get on the show live. This is my first time inviting people to go live, and we can talk about it. Oh, he took off. So we can wait for somebody that has the balls to get up in the morning or maybe show their morning hair or put on a Saints Addiction sleeve. I can get you one, no problem. And then, you can cover up your bad hair like I do. And then hopefully you brush your teeth like I already have. And then you can get on the show and stop sharing your dragon's breath. Not that he does, but, I don't want anybody that woke up. We want people that are already awake in their lives. Any kind of positivity they can give other people, help other people shine. Something that they were like, this is what I was struggling with, and here's my solution. And that's what we're about. We're about the solutions, not the problems. Solutions over problems. And that's part of Saints Anarchy, is for us to, come up with our own solutions, right? Who else do I got? Kyo Stofrago. Which one's that? Who's that? Kyo. Oh, this is the homie from Brazil. I'd let him in, but he doesn't speak English. I love my boy, but he just smiles at me a lot and he speaks zero English. We have to work on some English skills. It's just facts of life. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. We're getting our shits together. This one. Make a filter. I've been doing a lot of that, making filters out of these. If anybody gets a chance, you can use a little Post-it. I just use a little sticky side. It's great for filters. Like, I'm always looking for filters. I might do my own fucking Saints Addiction filter straight up, because I'm always using them. Not anything fancy or ornate, but just something that I can. Oh, that's crinkling. I'll show you. Half is about the right perfect length for a filter. After I put in half and in quarters, right? Let me see. This person is being inconsiderate. So that's what ends up happening. People will get demanding and try to demand things of me, and I'm not to be demanded or intimidated or pushed around. That only just rises up my anxiety, and then it just shuts me down, or it gets really bad for me. That's something we're going to talk about, is new strategies, and not to get the reactions that we've been getting. That's true with everyone that I know. Get yourself a Weed Club card. Get yourself a strategy. Okay, that's the whole point of it, is to get yourself a strategy to for people that are going to have a situation in the future. We're going to come with new strategies to alleviate or be better at conflict, right? Be better at communication, be better at community. would be a good one. Conflict, communication, community. And it was so healing, to be able to share that with other people and watch the format, watch the psychology grow of people healing themselves and being able to use that as a community effort for it. So that's what it's all about, right? It's all about us to doing things that heal each other, right? And that's the most important thing, is for all of us to be able to heal each other, and I want everybody to have the healing. So it's very important for me to get people to see in a different light. We all have our own psychosis, and I talk about it often, but see ourselves in a different light where we can have some more self awareness. That was huge. I was getting from the Kevin Samuels show was, most people aren't walking around very self aware. We're doing like a lot of things habitually, yeah, and under fear or desired. You know, I was really more of the we can learn how to improve our habits, right? Choose better habits and not be self defeating, because that's what most of us are. We're in control of our own ships, right? And stop being victims, stop blaming other people, and start initiating ourselves, right? That would be really cool, and in a pro help kind of way. hmm And that's what I wanted to do with people, is to help them in a way where they can help others. It's almost like a church. I was the cannabis at the cannabis church, being pastor saint. You know, this is sort of that. I'm the pot pastor. I'm obviously rolling a blunt right now, talking about reach, preach, and teach, and that's what it is. So we're going to reach, preach, and teach to people about mental health and healing, and how to get to a place where we're not hurting each other, and we're communicating, and we're learning from our shadow work, and we've gone into some of the recesses of our own minds. And if you don't mind, you can call in too. We could talk about the same subject. I got another 30 minutes to go. I'm gonna let someone call in if you want to call into the show, and we'll take a live person and talk about this one subject this morning. This morning's topic was what was it? Entitlement. I don't know if you oh, you got off the show again. People get scared. It's intimidating to be live on a show and seen and heard from and something like that. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start doing that for the show. I'm gonna let people be able to call in and discuss, the topics at hand, and like how can we improve a community, and come up with events that get us outside and get us talking to each other and dating each other, and that's so important. We're missing a lot of things that technology can't fix, right? So, I mean, I have to be on the damn thing to get there, but I'll be doing this at the Cannabis Chapel. I'll be doing this in real life, taking it to a panelist format. Like I said, the G4, there's a summit coming. People want to call it a summit because there's like a G8 summit, G9 summit. Anyway, another week convention where my friends are a lot of people are panelists, and I wanted to be a panelist too and start being a panelist. I'm starting a lot of different podcasts. If you guys get a chance, follow the Adam Dunn Show. Ooh, I'm a shout out king, and yeah, Adam Dunn Show and Dro TV. So I'll be going live talking about on Dro TV the first time I smoked weed. So there's a show that they get cannabis influencers to talk about their first time they got high. So I think that's going to be unique. Watch that show too. We're going to be recording it as soon as we can get our schedules together like this. So community, I don't want these soft networks where everybody just got a bunch of friends and a bunch of followers, but an actual connection. We're going to actually go from a different location, which will be super dope. And get to do a real more professional format, so that way I won't have so much of a road behind me, and I'll have a backdrop behind me and get more dressed up. This morning I already did my walk. Not much of a walk, but I went live when I went to go walk to get the blunt wraps. But here's the blunt wrap. I'm already high. I already smoked on the show, so I'm good to go. But for anybody that wants to go live, this is how we do the show. And it's so important that everybody gets some kind of healing and be able to heal them, you know. And that's what I want to see out of this. So for anybody that gets in on the next live, know that I'll give you the opportunity to call in through Instagram, and let's talk about it. We're going to have a real good discussion about achieving mental health together, you know, what we can do and improve our community and get people healthy again. It's so important, you know, and I don't mind talking about keeping the format about it or the platform like that. So that's what's really going on. So um, yeah, let's communicate better. We'll find better ways to communicate with each other so we get better outcomes. Um, I think that all too often people are trying to raise each other's anxiety or push each other's buttons or tell each other about themselves or interrupt or can't wait to talk. And there's a anti-psychology to it. And after watching it, we're going to break it down on the shows. We'll be able to break it down on a piece of paper why people are the way that they are, and catch these psychology ticks, our own personal ticks that we have. You know, when you're playing poker, and tells, I should say, tells is a better thing, but we all have certain tells, right? We give ourselves away, and to catch ourselves, how we tell ourselves things, right? Like how we talk to ourselves is huge, and what we tell others is huge. So usually the way we talk to ourselves is the way we talk to others. If we're talking to ourselves calm and in a cool manner, we talk to others calm and in a cool manner. If we are hectic, then we aren't healing. You know, it happens like that. So the hurt people like to hurt people, and the heal people like to heal people. We want to start a healing show, healing festival, and get something going where people can come up with better coping mechanisms with life. It's so hard already, and kind of be part of the solution than the problem. Again, solution over problem, and that's what they're going to do with this show. So I got only one person in live on my Saints Addiction Instagram. If you want to come in live, do you have the balls for it, Dion? Do you want to talk about the show at all? Do you want to be on the show live? Can you do it? Finish out my experiment while the helicopter flies over. It'd be perfect timing. You can call in live, and then my buddy can call in live, and we can talk about the show or maybe how he's been influenced by the show. I get a lot of people that call with that. They give me in the DMs. I appreciate that. You know, it's nice to hear. Shout out to Summer. Summer's improved her life the years ago. Took initiative and decided that she wanted to be a. I can't say all her details because she hasn't told me all her details, but interior designer, and wanting to do that in Canada. I think that's amazing. You know, I was really fired up in some of the earlier shows, and apparently fired up enough for her to be like, yes, I want to do that. So, for all those that want to do something with their lives, and take initiative and take accountability and get really addicted to something positive, then you got Saints Addiction. Then you got something that you can chase that's going to give you a positive outcome instead of the things that we've been chasing that are giving us a negative outcome. And that was just a decision I made in my life. And I'm so grateful for this platform, right? Like, you got to get a platform. I can make an instant TV show. It took a while to go live on YouTube, right? You got to have 1,000. Oh, I got someone following. Where are you at? Where are you from? We're going to tell people, we're going to link people around the world. And can't go live on YouTube, or we can't have people come in live on YouTube. And that's what I learned from Kevin Samuels. Not that I didn't know to go live from both shows, but talking about a subject live for an hour on YouTube Live before I go live on Instagram and give people a chance to call in and digest or input what they thought about the show. So that was a huge shift. Like I said, this is a whole new show. It's almost 2 hours long going. This is an hour and a half here, but like I said, I got my blunts, my water. I usually sit out here and do a lot of work anyway. But better than playing on my phone, and better than you playing on your phone, let's create a community of healing, and we'll have people call in and talk about not just their issues, because that's going to take too long and it's a little too depressing, but the solutions. You know, we want to cancel your subscription to issues. We want you to cancel your commitment to your habits and and come up with better solutions is the point. I'm coming up with ways to heal people, and we can come up with ways to heal ourselves and our community. Talk about events that are coming up, so we can get together and make a real community. I keep talking about these soft networks, like we only have like these little social media things, a Snapchat, a Twitter, a fucking Instagram, a Facebook, and whatever. We think that's our network, and then there's no one to talk to. There's no one you can trust. There's no one to call. There's no real network. So creating a real community and talking about social psychology community, I think will be absolutely brilliant. So if we get a chance to all talk to each other on a level that is coherent and on point and helpful, I think that would be nice to have out in the community. And we'll do that. We'll just do I guess it'd be pop preaching again, and reach into the community and let them call in. That was the whole thing. We'll let people call into the show and discuss their solutions to their psychology, and I would love to hear that. Saintly solutions to psychology. So I got you. You're watching me. Dion, do you want to get on the show? You want to prove me right? I can let you in. You can call in, and we can talk about. You have no request. See, you didn't want to get in on the show. Some people are voyeurs. Some people just want to watch. I mean, you can call in. I guess you don't want to be seen live. That's a lot of things I saw on Kevin Samuel's show. Was people they want to have opinions, but to voice their opinions in an eloquent way, in a way people can understand and not be a dick or hurt someone's feelings or um, a lot of people just want to tee off. They're just angry and they're not coherent. That was very interesting about the show. We get repetitive, we get Mike Steely, we get grab the mic, but we got nothing to say. I hope people call in with something really coherent to say, not just, hey, Mark, it's nice to see you. Let's talk about life and the weather. I don't want to do that kind of show. I mean, we can bullshit on some other times, but no bullshit. I wanted people to call in and get real shit in and real healing and real subjects. So I got morning marijuana motivation subjects. Well, they'll be part of the podcast. Where there's a studio, like $20,000 studio. Got invited to a couple different studios where we're gonna actually just set up a real studio and really start filming these subjects. We'll probably have guests in too, like people actually sitting and doing it too. So I'll be on other podcasts from here on out. I'll be being a panelist at actual convention speaking. I guess it'll be a motivational speaker. I'll take that and actually will do motivational speaking, which is a huge commitment for me to say. So it's the first time to do it today, but I got inspired. Seeing these guys, it just was just I can do that. Have you ever said that to yourself? I can do that. I can do what I put my mind to. I can make it happen because I wish it to and I work it to. So this used to say, "Don't wish work." I don't know if you can see it. It's been faded. Don't wish work. Don't wish work. But men's workout tanks, beards on shirts, all the hustle, all the different accounts, all the Saints giving was starting to come live. All the Join Weed Club is starting to come live, and I want people to start living their lives. I want them to find a way to get off these phones, find a way to get social, find a way to. I don't even want to give up the 2 hours, but I'm gonna just do this like once a week. Maybe just do the Monday motivation and do the 2 hour segment. So maybe we'll do it next Monday and have someone call in, or maybe do it on a Sunday and do this long 2 hour format again and let people call in and be able to get some healing and get it in that way. I always have a purpose when I do my periscopes and when I do my YouTube lives. And the purpose of this one is to now purpose, right? Like before reach, preach, and teach. 10 minutes of shine. Like I said, I can do 1 minute clips and that might get a couple buzzes. Maybe we'll just do that all week, give you a real quick part of information and then drop it in the reels. But let people call in and do a real show. So I'm thinking maybe Sundays because that might be more appropriate than a busy Monday. But on a Sunday, we can all get together and break bread for a longer format for people to just go, hey, what's going on with my life, and let's get other people's opinions. So not like everyone calls in and gets to talk shit to you, but call into the show, and you can hear the psychology of other people in the comments below, and let other people get the healing in too. Go, yeah, I've done that before. I felt that way, or I solved it by doing this. I cured my OCD by doing this. Your boy cured my OCD by started designing and doing this. I started doing a lot of, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. And it's like, okay, then put some effort to it. And it's like, okay, let's start doing some stuff. I'm like, oh shit, I really am becoming a designer. Oh shit, I really am becoming a philanthropist. Oh shit, I am really becoming a producer. They weren't set out to do this. Marketing is what I like, love to do in communication with people. But it was never a plan to be out on mom's patio doing my shirt off smoking weed on Good Morning America live. Like that was not, or not live. Well, I did it live on my Periscope, and I used that footage to be on Good Morning America. And that really happened. So, as we keep getting on other people's podcasts and doing other panelist stuff and conventions and speaking engagements and stuff like that, get ready to watch the show, because that's what I'm going to do live on these channels and just blow them up more through the Saints Addiction channel. If you get a chance on Instagram, get over there to Saints Addiction and follow that. We're going to blow up that part, because that's what's matching here, Saints Addiction on YouTube. And then, yeah, do my little saintly addiction thing, and addicted to recovery. Try doing that. Switching these things that used to be compulsive for me into healthy alternatives is really important to me. So, anybody get the smoke burps? Like smoke in your stomach comes out? Anyway, that's me. So, we didn't get a caller, and we didn't get much of a statement from Dion, but me and Dion got to improve a relationship. I'd like to talk about that if he doesn't want to, but I will. Much like many of my friends, Dion showed me a lot of love, and I wish I could show the amount of love back, and now I will. He's come over to the house. He's given me soap, tissue, ass wipe. Brought a bunch of stuff for housewarming gifts. This years ago, and ended up falling asleep and taking pictures. Like, we're close. But I didn't do right by Dion when last time I stayed at his house. I got to sleep on his floor for a couple months. Like, I was getting my shit together. And this over here nearby UNLV, and he was putting me up, a couple of different meals and stuff. Saint's not always up on his chips. Like, I was doing a lot of morning marijuana motivations from his balcony. And anyway, we go on a San Francisco trip. This other girl had canceled. I'd stopped dating her. It was all weird, and I didn't want her to go anyway. And I wanted my friend to go. He's my friend. Here he is right now. Tell him to his face. And when we got to San Francisco, I wanted to go in a different direction. I wanted to go all the way up the coast, and that's exactly what I did. I thought he wanted to stay in San Francisco. Super Soul Saturday. There you go. Super Soul Sundays, right? We'll do that. And it was on a trip to San Francisco, and just didn't do right by him. We started infighting. Like, I do that with a lot of people. Like, I start being controlling, and I'm like, yo, take pictures while I'm driving so I can drive. I'm not used to San Francisco traffic, and I had a rental car and some other things. I think he actually put the rental car under his credit card or driver's license. I ended up paying for it. Tell the truth, I ended up paying for it. And then him coming up again with like $40 on the rental car through tows. Can you believe that? $40 in tows. And I ended up paying that. But right before that, he was like, this charges, you got to pay it. It's on my credit card, or it's on my driver's license. You better pay these things. And I did. But the thing that really got salty is the way we started talking to each other. Or me more accountable, the way I start talking to you, Dion, was inappropriate. When I get stressed, I start to talk to people really strict. Something I learned through my abusive childhood. It's not something that I'm proud of, but it's something that I'm learning through, that I was like, oh, that's why I act that way. Okay, so when I'm in a new anxiety, I start infighting with the people closest to me. And that's not exactly leadership skills, to break down your morale and lose composure. People think you're going to lose trust with you on a regular basis. I had no problem breaking trust with people close to me. It's embarrassing to say, especially when you're talking to the person that you did it to. And now I got some more viewers. If this other viewer wants to call in, we'll let him. Right? That's what it feels like. It feels like a Mack truck running you over when you got to admit your flaws, especially to the world. But more to your friend, go, man, I was in a one track mind. I wanted to go in a different direction. I had a plan to go all the way up the coast. I don't think you were having that same plan. I'm sorry that the plan didn't go as planned. This is what I'm used to. I'm used to plans being not going as planned. And I hope that our friendship would be flexible enough to go with that. I know you never been to San Francisco and your gay community. What a perfect place to be. I thought you would start dating and living there, shit. So I hope that your experience in San Francisco went well. I apologize that I'm not grown up enough to just say that instead of infighting and miscommunicating. I know you weren't planning on coming to San Francisco at that time. It was supposed to be a gift to you for letting me sleep on your floor for so many months in your apartment and putting up a saint when he had nothing. And I want to thank the world and thank you in front of the world in my most humble way. You know, I never had all the chips. It'd be nice the other way around if you were sitting up in my condo in Seven Hills and I was putting you up on the floor. That's not what had happened. I didn't have any money. I think I was going through something else too. I remember coming back from Utah or something, but you did me a favor. You let me get back on my feet, and I'm super grateful for that. Thank you. And that leaves another 15 minutes. If anybody wants to call in and talk about communications or times that they've lost a friend over pride, how many of us done that? We'd rather swipe left than to keep our community strong. We'd rather keep our pride and be right than have peace and have a relationship. Nobody wants to talk about that. We'll be talking about that on this show now. Now that it is an actual show, we'll be talking about ways for us to fix the topic and talk to each other in a different way. It needs to happen. It's human communication, and it's so important that we all communicate on a different, better level. And that's what I've been accomplishing. Is like if you can master anything, most people want to master money, but if you master communication, then you'll be able to master money. Money comes from people. We are always interacting with people. People are on the planet. A lot of us are on this planet. So more humans than robots at this point. We're going to have to figure out a way to be more human over robot. And instead of relying on the robots to communicate through these things, I'd like to maybe even now, even while I'm still more inspired, I guess I'm going to have to just do the talks, you know. We used to have the Cannabis Chapel, gone. Maybe resurrect the Cannabis Chapel somehow, some way. I talked to the guy if he still has the domain name, if we can go buy it, and I'll get that started again too. That would be cool. So our own Cannabis Chapel again, resurrected, and doing things for the community. I'm still heavily involved with the cannabis community and CBDs and shipping them worldwide. That's not going to change. So we'll just we have sponsors, you know, people that we can shout out to XVape. They've been helpful. Roken, they've been helpful. You know, we're gonna just make it a more professional show with like real backgrounds and green screens and things like that. And go live all the way from New Zealand. We got like a funny show with my buddy Benny Mac, and it's just tremendous. You know, like to be able to go live and have a show and be able to reach, preach, and teach to people every day. This is almost 2 hours on the live. This is inspired. So I was like, you know, what we can do is really come up with a way. I think people are going to start to get in there and go, you know, I'm having trouble in this area. Community, help me, and get on that level where it's like, you know, maybe there's a place. I mean, does it always have to be AA? Does it have to always have to be NA? We were talking about maybe call it Super Soul Sunday or something. I think Sunday might have to go with the day. We'll do a full live on the day because Monday's so busy and people are running around out there. But Sundays are the days for healing anyway, right? So I'll do my pop preacher thing on Sundays and keep going lives in the morning just to get this thing promoted. That's the new change. But other than that, that's the new plan, is to get on the case. I learned that from Kevin Samuels. I thought this one topped off at an hour. Now we're going on 2 hours. We're almost 11 minutes for 2 hours live on YouTube. So you can watch the morning marijuana motivation in the morning. I guess I'll throw out a reel when I'm really up early in the morning and just do a 1 minute reel, throw out the shine, get out the buzz, let people know it's about to go live. He was so professional. He had a countdown on his live. Adam Dunn does the same thing. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'll learn from them, and how to let you know that the show's about to go live, like on that Sundays.
he does his every Friday. I'm sure I can do mine every Sunday, and then we'll just get some healing together. We'll just have to figure it out. Everyone's in it together. We're all on this planet together. I've been doing the show for 10 years strong, making it all by myself, and we can work together. I don't have to do this by myself. Other people can ask questions and be a part of the healing, be a part of the solution, be a part of the shine, and be a part. We're all mostly saints, right? We're not all be super saintly. No one's perfect. And I think that's important to have a place where they can feel safe and create a safe environment or a constructive environment that's not so critical, but like all hands on deck to fix some of these topics that we're always talking about, all the different things that we're always talking about. So to get the healing, to be part of the solutions, been inspired by this and this kind of format where people can get on whatever. I'm blocked on Facebook right now too. So for the next 14 days or 10 days left or whatever's left, next 2 weeks, I'll be able to keep this format live. I'll have to give people a chance to be a part of the healing as well. So keep getting interrupted. Perfect, still live. So when I'm not on the phones and charging them, I'm gonna find a better format for this, but I'm letting people know that this is the new format for us to give callers to call in. I think that was so huge because then you get other people's psychology. It's just me, it's reach, preach, and teaching to them, but it's also like the subjects that we choose. I have plenty of podcast subjects for morning marijuana motivation, deep subjects that are going to take almost 2 hours to explain. So be aware for that. And I couldn't do it in 10 minutes. It's impossible. And then when you call people call in with their opinions and digest what they have to present, that's also going to take up the time. So that's why I was going to have to come up with a constructive time, let people know for the next 2 weeks, get into the next place where I'll be doing the podcast. It's not so many places because I travel the world, so it's not like I can bring a whole studio with me. It's not like I got the budget to do stuff like that. So this is it, the two phone system, getting to get to a place where I do have some privacy as much as I do, and get to talk to people so they have some privacy to talk. That's going to be probably the most difficult thing because people like to come up to me when I'm doing the morning marijuana motivation wherever I am. So this is my confession. This is my starting. I'm gonna see it. I can never see it. No. Okay, I can't sing, but no. This is kind of like a Catholic confessional. I don't want it to get religious, and I don't want it to get embarrassing. I don't want people talking about the worst things of their lives. I find that to be cathartic. I think it's better to stay focused on the solution and a group solution for things. Humans are so good at fixing other people's topics. Like our own, we're shit at. In our lives, crap. But give it over to ourselves, a community effort, all hands on deck. All of a sudden, people have, oh, I didn't think of that. I didn't see it that way. And then we do that like for puzzles. We'll do that for board games. Like all of a sudden, we're playing against each other in board games, card games, and all the other things. But work together games, we'll do that for team stuff. What did I write down? Team something. What did we say? Team over hero. I think everybody's under hero syndrome, right? Everybody wants to be a hero, but nobody wants to be a team. So this is going to be a team effort. I'm not just doing it alone. I've been doing it alone, been around the world alone, doing the show alone. But now we're going to include, we're going to be rapidly inclusive. Hopefully they're saying stuff constructive. I don't have really that many trolls, but I mean something on point. When people call, I think they just like to, oh God, I'm on the show and my life story. And it's like, what is your question? What can we heal together? What things have healed you, or what is your suggestion that you've seen in your life work for your own mental stability? I want to know what that is. I want to know what your solutions are to mental health, and get that going in a conversation format. So look for that on a regular podcast on Sundays. We'll do some healing Sundays and start a real podcast is what we're going to start doing. So it's going to be Saints Addiction Podcast, more than just the YouTube channel live, or more than just the Instagram live. We'll get to go both and do it that way. So it's your morning marijuana motivation time. It's Monday. I want you to stay motivated. I want everybody to go get it how they live. It's not easy. Life is kind of stacked up against us, but that's why there's an us to go against. So us against them. More of us than them. I'd highly recommend people get working together. That's why they built these systems, the Steve Jobs, the Elon Musk of the world, for us to communicate open format style and reach the world. This is a worldwide show. Like I said, we're going to get over to New Zealand, Spain, Finland, England, Turkey, Switzerland, Thailand. We got some places to call and let people call in. We'll have plans with that. We'll have guests. That'll be fucking super dope. People from all over the world speaking different languages with different perspectives. So more minds, more hands on deck. We can fucking come up with more solutions. So that's what I'm looking for, is being a part of the solution. I saw that in the other show, and that was what it needs to be. It needs to be a more professional, backdrops, and this is all soft stuff. For the next 14 days we'll just do a countdown of practicing this and getting the community ready. But that's the new pattern for the morning motivation show. Morning motivation, and get some morning motivation, and get everybody in on the same page, right? Like that we can there's the saint show like my buddy did the other night. Touched my heart. But I was just walking down the street on First Friday, and he was like, he's a weird kid. I'm not gonna lie. He's an artist. He does a little the dot drawings. If you guys ever get to see him, he's usually on the ground just doing dot drawings and makes a living First Friday that way. Anyway, very quiet guy. Very quiet guy. But he comes up to me and goes, "Morning marijuana motivation." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been so cool to be able to reach people and create a platform that can do it. That's the cool part for me. Most of the time it would just be me smoking weed out on this balcony by myself. But because I created a show, it started years ago, and Periscope, went to Instagram Live, went to YouTube Live, went to back to Instagram Live now. But Facebook Live, all those things, all this live action. It's almost like a Periscope stuff. Everybody's like in on their shows, just blabbing about. But this show has a purpose. Has always had a purpose. It has a logo. We have a name. It's the Saints Addiction Show. It's a morning marijuana motivation show. You got to get your morning motivation on every morning. I'm going to do a quick 1 minute of shine, I guess, because that's what reels are, and that's people's attention span. But deeper, people's attention span to go on deeper subjects, because we're all a lot more deeper than that. We're going to start doing that on that podcast. So I'm just announcing now to the world, Saints Addiction now has a podcast. And even without a studio, we're going to do a fucking podcast. Okay, so men's workout tanks, beards on shirts, Saints Addiction sleeves. You can get one too. Get your own little do rags. I make my own custom do rags, and what time it is. Keep that hair down. Keep the show going long. So I have like 3 minutes left to go. That was 2 hours of a commitment. And I'm gonna go be blessed and enjoy the rest of my day. So I want you guys to be blessed over stressed. Remember that. That's part of the anarchy, is to use the shine to shine out the darkness. Use the music, use each other, use psychology, use education. Find these things, search these things out. There's a way. There's a way for us all, and we all need the healing. Everyone's lost someone or lost something, and that's what happens with human communication, is with us really communicating, and not just through devices, but talking with friends and having that sit down moments is what we're going to get real healing from. So everybody gets a sit down moment. Everybody gets a friend. Everybody gets something for them to move past and shift through and blaze past, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to find a way to shift past some of these objectives in our lives and find the right gear that works for us, so we don't keep outworking ourselves. So stay blessed, not stressed. Your boy Marky Saints Addiction. On my heart from the start. It's 2 hours long on YouTube Live. If you want to catch this on Instagram Live, if you want to catch the first hour, you can go on right on over here and catch it. That's always a purpose. Today we talked about entitlement. Just people just thinking that the world has it coming to them, and the whole time for the last 2 hours we've been talking about the work that needs to get done to get there. So yeah, let's do that work. Let's get pumped up for our day. It's Monday. Go get that motivation time. It's your boy Marky Saints Addiction Motivation. Get your morning marijuana motivation on our Join Weed Club. We got your Weed Club card. You can get your weed on shirts. You can get your weed swag bags. But most importantly, you can join a community. And these are like-minded people, so you can source and smoke safely. That's what it's all about. Source and smoke safely. So make sure you get your chance to get your weed club card, get your email on the list, and that way you get invited out to other events. That's the Marijuana Motivation. It's been an honor for you guys to share your time with me. It's very honorable. Thanks for watching my heartbeat, and peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. And go be the change you want to see in the world. Light out the darkness, y'all. Peace and love. I'll see you. Peace. Beijos. Ciao. And that was a whole 2 hour live. So